So where do I put it up from? Here. Hello, good evening, and welcome to yet another segment of the Chike Onyia Speaks live show. My name is Yvonne Anakwe, and I'm your host for tonight. My brother-in-law Chike Onyia, I'm sitting in for him. He's unavoidably unavailable, but he sends his greetings and his apologies. But he will surely be here next week, Friday, for another segment of this wonderful show. For those that are tuning in for the first time, the Chike Onyia Speaks live show is all about discussing and finding solutions to life problems. It could be relationship, your career, it could be traumatic experiences, it could be about finance, it could be whatsoever, so far as it affects a life. It's being discussed on this show. Experiences are shared, views are shared, advices are given, and as the goal says for this show is to touch one life, one family at a time. And if we get to achieve that goal of touching one life, one family at a time, then we have done an amazing job as it is. Last week we had Dr. Maxwell Uba. He spoke about being a star performer in your place of work or in life in general. It was quite an informative session, and for those that missed it, you can go to the YouTube channel Chike Onyia Speaks to watch the show of last week. So before we go on this show, I want to wish my niece Chike and Dr. Azuka Onyia's daughter, Ifoma, the last daughter, Ifoma, happy birthday and welcome to your teens. Auntie loves you, and I know you'll be watching this from the States where you are with your parents celebrating your elder sister's graduation. So let's delve into the topic of today: dealing with heartbreak, what to do, what not to do, and the journey to healing. A friend of mine asked me the other day, Yvonne, why did you decide to pick this topic? And you know, matters of the heart is actually serious business. I'm a Christian, so once in a while I'll go into the Bible, right? So Psalms 4 verse 23 states, guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it comes the issues of life. The heart is a delicate organ in the body, but that is the life force. And matters that affect the heart can affect your entire life. There are people that have been brokenhearted or even dealing with heartbreaks. And depending on how they deal with these heartbreaks or heartbreak, it will cause or could cause or chart the course of their lives. Now, before we go further, let's even look at the simple definition of the word heartbreak. So heartbreak simply means, there are so many definitions, but I'll pick this one. It means an intense or severe emotion of pain or stress one feels following an experience or a longing. Now, there are different causes of heartbreaks. Most people think heartbreaks is just about relationships. I mean, a few people that have gone to these various social media sites and of Chike Onyia Speaks social media site, they call me, those that know me, oh Yvonne, it's be about serving breakfast, who broke up with who? Well, yes, heartbreaks can be caused by breakup in relationships, in marriages, but do you know heartbreaks can also be caused by not achieving a desired goal? It could even be from losing a job. It could be from losing a loved one, a family member, a friend, even a pet. My eldest sister, Auntie Maureen, if you're watching, good evening. She recently lost her cat and her daughter as well, Chike. They own a cat. And I think that was about, today is Friday, that was on Wednesday. Their cat died. Now, before the cat died, right, the cat was sick. They took the cat to the vet. And guess what? My sister broke down. She said, I've been with this cat for years. I cannot afford to lose my cat. She was traumatized. She was in pain. She was crying. And she called me. And what did we do? To pacify her. We got onto a group call. Like, I have a lot of sisters as well, and nieces and nephews. And we got into a group call, and by the time we finished talking and gisting, she started laughing, and then she went to bed. But unfortunately, the cat died the next day. But you see, and she's still feeling sad, but she's here to visit me, so that we can chit chat and elevate her of that trauma. Now, let's look at the different causes of heartbreak. So let's speak relationships, right? Heartbreaks can be caused by, being, the word like jilted, or as the Gen Zs would say right now, being served breakfast by someone you love. It could be a breakup in the marriage, right? Now, depending on how you deal with that heartbreak, I understand, can be painful. I have dealt with a heartbreak from a relationship, and it was traumatic. I would not lie, right? But depending on how you deal with this heartbreak or recover from it, if at all, it can actually affect your life. I'll cite some examples, but because of privacy and confidentiality concerns, I'm not going to call names. I'm in my 40s, and people my age, if you remember, I'll give you a clue. You can guess who it is. A pop star, Caucasians in the US, pop female star, pop male star, they were at the top of the charts, and they were in a relationship. And I think the story then was that the lady cheated on the guy, and the relationship, they broke up. The lady up till now has not recovered from that traumatic experience. She didn't really take it well. It affected her career. She used to be top of the charts. I remember dancing to her songs. She released quite a couple of songs later, but quite not the lady that or the girl, because I still see her as a girl, though she's a lady now, not quite the lady that we knew growing up in my own era. Well, the man on his own, he moved on, and his career is actually doing great. Now, that's the negative side of, dealing with breakup when it comes to relationships. Now, on the flip side, there's a positive side. Yet another example. R&B star, right? This time around, Afro-American in the US. R&B star, dating an older woman that used to be in a girl group. He cheated on her. She served him breakfast. He was traumatized. He broke down. But what did he do? He wrote songs about that heartbreak, and those songs, I would say, were one of the best songs he ever released in his career. So you see, these few examples just shows you what can come out of life depending on how you deal with a situation. I also know someone close to me that was in a troubled marriage, and I'll say was because the marriage is broken now. Husband really didn't treat her well, and beautiful lady had her life ahead of her. They both gave birth to kids, but the trauma she experienced from the marriage has charted the course of her life from her 20s up to now. I think she should be either in her late 50s or early 60s. And the once young, brilliant, promising lady is now a ghost of herself. I keep on asking myself sometimes, yes, it is painful. I repeat, I understand. Heartbreak is painful. I've experienced heartbreaks in different forms, and I will give you snippets of it as the show goes on. But one thing I tell myself is, why am I here on earth? I'm a Christian, so I'll keep on referring to God and the Bible. Why did God create me? Did God create me for a particular human being? Did God create me for a particular situation? Did God create me for a particular job or a particular friend? No, why I'm here on earth is much more than those things. Yes, they form part of who I am in life. Do they form part of, pardon me, how, my life will go on? Yes, but that's just a fragment of what or who Yvonne is. Now, another example, right, is heartbreaks from maybe losing finances. I mean, we hear story of men and women committing suicide because they lost business deals. The other day, some man that partner in one of the big eateries in Nigeria, he committed suicide. May his soul rest in peace. I mean, there were so many stories about that. But what would drive a man to kill himself if not something that is, affecting him emotionally, right? So dealing with finances, I mean, when it is heartbreak caused by losing a massive business deal, billions, trillions, millions of naira have been lost, or dollars, whatever the currency is, just take a deep breath and think that there could be life after this, right? Now, the other example, is heartbreak, by losing a loved one, right? Through death. It could be through death. It could be someone, being taken away from you, parents separating, and then, the kids being taken away from either the mom or the dad. They don't have custody. You can feel heartbreak from that as well, right? Death is, I would say, is one of the most traumatic ones, because, I mean, will the person ever come back? Will the person ever recover? But like I said earlier on, just think. We'll come to what to do and what not to do, and the journey to healing, and the other segments within this show, right? Now let's talk about the emotions people feel when they are heartbroken. So there are various emotions people feel. It could be shame, depending on what's caused the heartbreak. It could be depression. It could be anger. It could be disappointment. It could be a feeling of sorrow, a feeling of dejection. There are different emotions that come out, from your being, from your insides, when you face heartbreaks, right? But there's always a silver lining at the end, of the tunnel, right? Another example I want to give about heartbreak is, friend. Even friends, you don't need to be dating someone to be heartbroken. Friends can actually have issues that one of them or both of them might actually be heartbroken. Sometimes people don't even realize that the emotions they feel are heartbreak, right? Like I said some seconds ago, it could be depression, it could be sorrow, it could be severe pain. It can even be effects on someone's health. I mean, especially women, we are filled with hormones, right? We're a bunch of hormones. So a heartbreak can actually affect someone's health. Very shortly after the break, we'll open up the phone lines, so you can call in. Can you please put up the numbers up there? You can call in. You can leave chats on the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel. Facebook channel is Chike.Onyia Esquire. YouTube channel is Chike Onyia Speaks, and the phone lines are up there, on the screen. Once it's time for that segment, you can call in and then we'll talk. Share your views, share your experiences. When you call in, you can call in anonymously, since this is matter of the heart. You can choose to, give us your name or tell us, where you are calling from. right? So remember I said I was going to give some examples of, examples that I faced when I was heartbroken. It took a while for me to even realize that some of the things I felt was heartbreak, right? So yes, relationship, I've faced some, heartbroken, dating some guy, thought we were going to end up married, and we didn't. It was quite a traumatic breakup. A lot of friends knew about it. We were talk of the town back then. Yes, I faced every kind of emotion, from dejection to disappointment to not even forgiving myself, but I picked up the pieces, right? Like they say, success is the best payback for a heartbreak, especially when it has to deal with deal with a relationship. Yeah, I picked myself back up. I'll give more examples of how I did that when we come to the second part of the show. I've also faced heartbreak when it comes to losing a loved one. My parents, both of them, have passed away. I was quite broken, the whole family, not just me. But we went through it and we're here standing. I've faced heartbreak from even health issues, right? Recently I had a health scare that was life-threatening, and which some people haven't survived, but I dealt with it. I faced my fears and I dealt with it. I'll give examples when we come to how to deal with a heartbreak, what to do, what not to do, and the journey to healing, right? I've also been heartbroken, from a business partnership. Yes, business partnership, lost out on the business. It was nerve-wracking, but I'm here standing, right? So I just want to repeat, there's a reason we are here, and it's much more than what we face. Chike Onyia, the emotional intelligence expert, emotional intelligence, renowned emotional intelligence, resilience life coach. He teaches all the time about resilience, right? About being strong, about being strong-willed, about, telling yourself, I am much more than the situation I'm facing. I'm much more than, whatever it is that I am experiencing directly or that even is happening around me. There's so many Bible verses that you could refer to that has to deal, like I said, I'm a Christian, I'll keep on referring to the Bible, pardon me, that deals with healing from a heartbreak, how to sort out a heartbreak, who to run to, how to deal with it, right? So you're never alone, and that's why we have shows like this, the Chike Onyia Speaks Live Show, where you can call in and leave a chat and tell us your experience, tell us how you feel. We'll advise you. You give us your own experience and your own advice. Like a teacher of mine used to say back in the days, no knowledge is a waste. I'm looking forward to the chat room coming live and the phone lines beeping, because I want to hear your experiences. I want to hear your views. Now let's go to the let's quickly go to what to do, right? I'll break it down a bit. We'll talk about some now and we'll talk about some when we come back after the break. So first and foremost, right, accept that you are heartbroken. Some people live in denial, right? Like they say, when you know what a problem is, you will be able to find a solution. Acceptance that yes, this is what I'm feeling. Like I said earlier on, be it shame, be it depression, be it trauma, be it anxiety, mental health, like what we hear every day now, whatever the feeling is, be aware of it, right? Be aware and say, this is what I am feeling. Some people thrive in bottling up emotions. Maybe it works for them. But I would say, personal experience, I would say find a support group, right? So, and a support group that is really a support group and not a bunch of people that would judge you, or people that would, be out there talking about your matter, right? Support group could be close and trusted family members or friends. It could be professional help. There are a couple of some of those professional institutions in Nigeria that you could go to and speak to a counselor or a shrink. It could even be spiritual help. Are you a Christian, Muslim, whichever religion or whatever you believe in? Find a trusted sect, right? A trusted group where you can air your views. Who remembers Madonna's song back in the days? No man is an island, right? Surround yourself with the right people, right? Let those people, be your shoulder to cry on. The right people are not a rebound, especially in relationships. Most people feel, oh, how to get over someone is getting under someone. Yes, there's a saying like that. How to get over someone is getting under someone else. Well, I will tell you to time, have time to heal. That's another point. Time is a healer. Some people might not believe so, but my personal experience, time is actually a healer, right? Take time to heal. Speak words of affirmation to yourself. Take time to heal. You will find out that, there are different reasons that what has happened might have happened, right? I'll stop now for a short break. When we come back, I'll talk more on what to do. Don't leave the dial. Stay on your laptops, your computers, your TV, your phones, and we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to the Chike Onyia Speaks live show. For those that are just tuning in now, my name is Yvonne Anakwe, and as I said earlier on, I'm sitting in for my brother-in-law, Chike Onyia Esquire. So the topic of today, for those that are just tuning in now, is how to deal with heartbreak, what to do, what not to do, and your journey to healing. So just before we went on that short break, we're talking about what to do. From my own perspective, like I said earlier on, this is going to be an interactive session. When the phone lines, come up, I would love to hear your own views and your own experiences. Now, before the break, I spoke about, owning and being aware of what you are feeling, right? And then the support system. Right, the support system, like I said, trusted family members, trusted friends, seek professional help. It could be spiritual help. Trusted is the word. Please do not, put your story out there for all and sundry. The other one is practice self-care, right? Self-care can be in various forms. It could be exercising, it could be words of affirmation. you know, reminding yourself of who you are, reminding yourself of what you're capable of, reminding yourself of the contribution you can give, you know, to the world, or even, you know, the immediate sphere where you are, you know. It could be picking up a vocation, right? Swimming, basketball, playing guitar. I know a friend of mine that was heartbroken, and the next thing, she became a violinist, right? You know, it could be going back to school, right? So practice self-care. You owe yourself to take care of yourself and no one else. Like they say, happiness lies in your own hands, right? Another thing that most people do is, you know, relying on people to seek happiness, relying on people to seek self-affirmation, relying on people, you know, to realize who they are as a Christian, who they are in Christ Jesus, right? So you don't need anybody to give you that. You should affirm yourself, your capabilities, right? Now let's quickly, before I continue, let's go to the live chats. Can we see, this is what game, Ifoma Ejibe said this is one topic I can't wait to listen to. Good. Thanks so much for Ruth, Ifoma, Maureen, Daniel. I can see you all on the YouTube chat. I thank you for that. The other point is, you know, focusing on your goals and aspiration. I've seen people that heartbreak has caused them to, you know, ground or stop whatever their life's goals and aspirations are. Abruptly stop it. Why? Because of another human being, because of a situation, right? Like I said earlier on, success is the best payback for any form of heartbreak, be it heartbreak from a relationship, from loss of a loved one, from, you know, not achieving your goals career-wise or in business, or, you know, any kind of life disappointment, right? So your life goals should not be thrown away into the gutter, right? Like I said earlier on, yes, it is painful. Time is a healer. Support group. Get to realize that, yes, accept it. This is really what I'm feeling. Surround yourself with the right set of people, right? Now, set boundaries. Another important point is setting boundaries. If it's a boy-girl relationship, you know, marriage, whatever it is, set boundaries. Some people, you see them heartbroken and they will still not set boundaries. They'll still be around the people that are causing them that heartbreak. Anybody that causes you pain, ask yourself, is it worth it? Should this relationship cause me pain, or should this relationship cause me joy? Now, what is the cause of the heartbreak though? Is it a fault of yours? Is it a fault of the other party? If it is a fault of yours, then, you know, change your ways. If it is the fault of the other person, well, and you try to make amends and it's not working out, set boundaries, right? Even if you are still in a relationship, people can still be in a relationship and be heartbroken. It's not even only when you break up or when, you know, a marriage has been dissolved. You know, people can still be heartbroken while in a relationship, but set boundaries, right? Like Dr. Azuka Onyia said some weeks ago, my sister, by the way, when she came on the show with her husband, Chike Onyia, you know, she mentioned something, especially for the women, right? You need to be self-reliant. You need to be independent, right? Don't be overly dependent on someone, right? When you are independent, yes, things will hurt, but maybe not as much as when you cannot take care of yourself or the situation, right? Another thing you can do is to forgive yourself, right? I've come to realize that most people that have gone through heartbreaks, right, they sometimes that it really affects them deeply is unforgiveness, right? Like the lady I spoke about earlier on that is in her late 50s, early 60s. She has not forgiven herself up till now, because to her she made a mistake of walking into the wrong marriage, even while she was being warned not to by her family members. She hasn't forgiven herself. But hey, the deed has been done. You've made the mistake. But so far as you are breathing, there is a silver lining at the end of the tunnel. There's still a chance to make it right. There's still a chance to make amends, right? So learn how to forgive yourself. If you are the cause of the heartbreak, or if you feel you are the cause of the heartbreak, learn how to forgive yourself. If the other person is the cause of the heartbreak, forgive the person and, set the right boundaries, right? Now, another thing is, give yourself time to heal. Like I said earlier on, time is a healer. Don't say, how to get over someone is to get under someone. You will just get hurt. Some people think that, immediate gratification is what will make everything better. You could hurt yourself for that and even cause something that is worse than the heartbreak you are feeling now, right? Another thing is, when it's about loss of a loved one, right? You can dwell on the good memories. Right, like I said, I lost my parents some years ago. Though old age, I'm the last of the family, by the way, so you can imagine how it affected me, or might still be affecting me. I need to even realize that, but I dwell mainly on the good memories, right? So there's so many ways that we can or so many things we can do to deal with heartbreak. For me, I like surrounding myself with positive people. I like surrounding myself with trusted people, right? I have two people actually on planet Earth that I run to and I air my mind, right? So that's me. That's my own personal experience. It could be even matters work, friends, relationship, health, whatever, I always run to them and seek advice, and so far so good. I'm standing today, so yes, the advice is great. So let us open the phone lines. You can call in, and like I said, you can call in anonymously, or you can tell us your name. So before the phone lines, can I please have the numbers showing on the screen? Before the phone lines open, let's read what we have on the chat group. So Chinwe says, heartbreak can be bloody. What helped me through it was the unjudgmental support from my family and friends. Music and self-retrospection helped me too. Amazing. I love that. I love that. Like I said earlier on, support group is everything, right? The right support group that is, and like I said earlier on, just be mindful of who you run to the right set of people. Phone lines for calls is 09160002661 and 09160002662. That's for calling in. I'll repeat, 09160002661, 09160002662. For WhatsApp chats, 09160002663. I'll be quite delighted to hear you calling. So we have a caller. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Or if you choose to remain anonymous.
I'm Menora by name, calling from Owerri.
Hello, Menora. A household name. How are you today? And how is Owerri?
Fine, ma.
Awesome.
Thank you, ma, for the topic.
Great.
I'm really enjoying the program.
I'm glad you are.
Okay. Forward to the topic we are having today. I'm the victim of heartbreak. I lost my dad last year, although it has not been easy. This heartbreak of the pain is an inevitable concept. Like, life is full of challenges. We must surely this word we are talking about, heartbreak. So during that period, it was like the whole, world has come to an end and all that. But it took me courage. Like, I summoned courage. The whole family, we summoned courage, and we accepted this with good faith. you have to accept it with good faith, because we took it that yes, this death is something inevitable, that that something is something that will happen. So we accepted it with good faith, and we didn't allow it to weigh us down. So once you come across this heartbreak of the thing, accept it that yes, it has come, and the remedy or solution to this is meet with the right people. You stay around with those with positive mindset that will encourage you, and also move on. That's the little thing I want to say about it, and also use the word of God in edifying yourself. You're not allowing anything to distract you and all. Through this, you see us, and it has gone over us. We are still, God is still helping the family. We are going over it and all. So that's it. Just accept it and believe in God, and surround yourself with the right people. Through this, you see yourself, getting over those challenges and those heartbreaks and all. Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, Menora, and please accept our sincere, sympathy for the loss of your dad, and may his soul rest in peace. Yes, like Menora said, yes, they grieved, maybe still grieving, because it's not easy losing a loved one, especially a father figure, but thanks, to the support system in the family, they have been able, to pass through, that ordeal, through the experience. As Menora was just talking, right, we are quite fortunate in this neck of the woods, like the Americans would say, in this part of the world. We tend to have a lot of family network, family members, but there's even within Nigeria, Africa, there are people that actually do not have close-knit family members, or not family at all, or friends. Now, for those sort of people, what should they do? That's why there are shows like this. The internet is out there. You can pick up your phone, your laptop, whatever device, and you could listen to podcasts. You could find the right, please verify, support group. Like I said earlier on, if you're Christian, you join a church. If you're a Muslim, you join a group, whatever else you believe in. Just surround yourself with the right people. A shoulder to cry on is always a thing of succor, a thing that will give you, that will elevate your pain and your sorrow, right? Like I said earlier on, no man is an island, like the great Madonna spoke about, or sang about, no man is an island. So we have some other person, Daniel here says, no problem without a solution. It all depends on our perception to tackle the issue or the problem headlong without entertaining fear and anxiety. Thank you for that, Daniel. You seem to be a very strong-willed person, so without entertaining fear and anxiety. Now, that is amazing, and that is for strong-willed people. Though there are some timid people that, they will definitely break down. They will definitely be in pain, right? So, like I said, different folks for different different folks for different strokes. Pardon me. People deal with heartbreaks differently, right? But the end goal should be to try. I use the word try because it is not easy. Try and heal, all right, from that experience, because you are here on earth much more than your experience, right? Now, can we go to the Facebook chat? I know the chat that we've been looking at is YouTube. Okay, Facebook chat will come up in a bit. For those that are chatting there, we'll come back to you in a bit. So let's look at the flip side, right? I like what Chinwe said on the chat line, where she mentioned that, because of support group, when she was facing her own heartbreak, she was able to heal, right? Now let's talk about Supporters Club. Now, for those that are around people with facing heartbreak, right? we play, they, whoever, they play a big role in how the broken-hearted heals, in how the broken-hearted, is going to deal with the broken heart or the situation. We have another caller.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening and welcome to the Chike Onyia Speaks Show. Your name and where you're coming from?
My name is Alimat Lawal from Lagos.
Alimat Lawal. How are you?
Alimat Lawal from Lagos. It's wonderful.
Awesome. Halimat.
Yes, ma'am. I want to say my own view, though I've never had a relationship heartbreak, more like an academic heartbreak, actually. And like you said, I actually support it because the best decision I ever made was to be a better version of myself, to work very well, to succeed, and it really helped in curing the heartbreak.
Awesome.
It really helped my wound healing and everything. So I had support from family and friends, but the care to be a better version of myself really helped me found closure better than I imagined.
Amazing, Halimat. You see, like I said earlier on, heartbreak is not just about relationships. It could be from various experiences in life. Like Halimat just said now, that she was heartbroken. It was an academic one. Maybe she didn't get the course she wanted to, she applied for. Maybe she didn't get the admission. Whatever her experience was, she was resilient. Now that word resilience, she was resilient enough, right, to take the bull by the horn and say, you know what, I'll be better in life. I will study harder. I will strive harder to be a better person. And I want to believe that Halimat right now is in school, and she's doing much better, right? So once more, the phone lines, pardon me, I don't have them off heart. So I will read from my device, except it's written out there. So it's 0916,661 and 0916,662. So those are the numbers for you to call in. And for the WhatsApp chat, we have 09160002663. So before we have more callers, I would keep speaking on the supporters club. Like I said, for those that are around the broken-hearted, right, you also have a role to play in their healing and in their journey, and even how they deal with the heartbreak. One, please do not be judgmental. No matter what the heartbreak is about, be it their fault or even if it's not their fault, please do not be judgmental, because I've seen situations where people have been heartbroken, especially due to choices they have made in life, and the kind of reaction they got from either friends, family members, or society at large drove them to do drastic things, especially suicide. I've heard stories of young girls or women that are dependent on maybe their parents or whatever for financial gains, and they got pregnant, and you can face heartbreak from getting pregnant out of wedlock, right? They got heartbroken. The parents also got heartbroken, but the parents, as usual, especially this side of the world, drove them out of the house. And then, either they committed suicide or, they fell into the hands of, bad people. So please do not be judgmental. Support. Now, another thing is be considerate and understanding, right? Try to understand why that person is feeling pain. Some people are like, oh my God, have you not gotten over this heartbreak yet? Have you not gotten over this guy? Have you not gotten over this situation? Like I said, people are different, right? Some people can get over a heartbreak like this at a snap of a finger. Some people, they need 10 years, 100 years, right? If you are around them, the supporters club, pardon me, be considerate and be understanding. Now, another point is, do not capitalize on their heartbreak, especially when it has to do with, boy-girl relationship. I've seen situations where, a girl is heartbroken or a guy is heartbroken. It's not only girls that get heartbroken out of a relationship. Please, can you put that up again? Sorry, I want to quickly read what is on the screen. So there's no name here, but the person says, well done, Yvonne, great insight. Truly, heartbreak comes in many forms. It is so important to recognize that sometimes we need support of friends and family to get through it. Spot on. Whoever wrote that, thank you very much. And yes, Supporters Club, way to go. Now, like I was saying, do not capitalize on the heartbroken. You see people, especially people that are heartbroken from relationships, either a boy, a guy is heartbroken or a girl is heartbroken, and you know, they go to the other person, to a neutral person, for a shoulder to cry on, and before you know what's happening, well, you know, the story is a different matter. It could even be someone that is, you know, heartbroken from, you know, a loss of a loved one, and the person is trying to find, you know, succor, or you know, a way to recover, and the person can be manipulated. I've seen all sorts, you know, where even people go to certain, you know, religious sects, and because they are heartbroken, you know, they are being manipulated. Supporters Club, please don't do that. Another thing is keep in touch. One good thing is keeping in touch. Recall that at the beginning of this segment, I had mentioned that my sister recently lost her cat, and on that day, that was on Wednesday, when she was heartbroken and crying, she called me, and I, you know, called my other sister. We were like 4 or 5 on the call, and by the time we're done, we were all happy, laughing. Well, not really happy, but you know, at least smiling and laughing, and you know, cracking jokes about, you know, about life in general, you know. And I called her the next day, reached out, and today she's here visiting me, staying with me. So please keep in touch. You never know what someone is going through, right? There's a song that was raining in the Nigerian, I think the artist is Cameroonian, right? So she sang a song recently about she's been at home drinking alcohol and you know, taking substances, and did you check on me, did you call on me, I've been drinking all alcohol every day, something, did you check on me, did you call on me? Call people, reach out. When sometimes, right, some people deal with heartbreak by going into their shell. I don't want to talk to anybody, I don't want anybody to call me, I don't want anybody to see me. Still drop them a line or two. Trust me, once in a while they'll pick up their phone or whatever, you know, if it's a letter, whatever, and they will read your sweet words, you know, your words of kindness, right? And there's so many examples I can cite from, you know, Supporters Club, right? So let's quickly take a break. When we come back, we'll take more calls, and I'll read more comments on the live chat. And please do call in 0916 661 0916 6622. See you shortly after the break. Hello and welcome back to the Chike Onyia Speaks live show. For those that are just joining us now, my name is Yvonne Anakwe and I'm sitting in for Chike Onyia, my brother-in-law who, usually hosts this show. So, the phone lines, apparently, I missed a digit, right? So for those that want to call in, I'd earlier called the phone lines is 091 6000 2661, 091 6000 2662, and you can check below here and you will see the numbers. Would love to get your views. You can call in anonymously. I would love to get your views. Before I continue on on the supporters club and what to do and what not to do, let's go to the chat room. We have Fumi Levev that says, well done, Yvonne. Heartbreak can be painful and comes in different forms. Exactly, like I said earlier on, there are different emotions that come with heartbreak. It could be anger, it could be depression, severe depression, it could be pain, it could be disappointment, it could be shame. Some people are even vindictive. Some people's characters change entirely. It could even turn people into recluses. Like, you be a recluse, you don't want to be with people, right? So yes, for me, you are right. Heartbreak comes in different forms, and like I said at the beginning of the show, it's not just about boy-girl relationships or marriages. It could be from the loss of a loved one. It could be loss of finances. It could be not attaining a desired goal. Now, Onyia of Jedi, I think that's how it's pronounced, said, how does one support someone going through a heartbreak when one hasn't personally experienced such? Fantastic question, Onyia. Now, before we went on the break, I was talking about what the supporters will do, right? So if you haven't gone through a heartbreak, of course, I don't pray anybody gets through a heartbreak, but if you haven't, right, just being there, listening, if you don't have words to say, just be available. The heartbroken, depending on what kind of heartbreak, the heartbroken can decide to call you, to summon you. Like I said, don't be judgmental, right? Even if it's their fault. I mean, there's so many things that go Instagram, you see these skits that a girl will just call her friends, oh my god, that guy, he did this, did that, I'm not going to talk to him anymore, to hell with him, he's done. And then the next thing, the guy calls or texts, and she's like, girl, bye, I'm going to see the guy, right? Things like that will happen, but please just be understanding, learn an ear, listen to them, let them air their views. A problem shared is actually half solved, right? Be there for them, try to advise them if you have the right advice if you have an experience or in whatever area that has caused their heartbreak, give them the right advice. Most importantly, be there for them. Keep in touch. So once more, phone line 091 6000 2661, 091 6000 2662. I would love to have questions. I would love to also get your experiences. Minora and Halimat earlier on, before the break, they shared their own experiences, right? So let's talk about effects of a broken heart very quickly, because we're running out of time. Now, a broken heart, like I said at the beginning of this show, the heart is a delicate piece of our body and we need to guard it diligently, right? I've seen where heartbreak has caused lack of direction. All of a sudden, the person's life is grounded and will just abruptly come to a halt because of the experience. Now ask yourself, is it worth it? That experience, no matter how painful it is that really why I'm here on earth? Another thing could be health issues. Like I said earlier on, heartbreak can cause all sorts of issues. Heartbreak can cause cancer, heartbreak can cause mental breakdown. In fact, I know a situation of a guy, oh my god, I know a situation of a guy, he was in university dating a girl. He financed the girls, they were both students, financed the girls' education, and the girl graduated and voila, decided to run off with another guy, right? Well, I believe that the girl is married now with kids. The guy has not recovered up till today. That was a traumatic experience for him. A young man, that was dividing his pocket money into two, and fending for the girl. The guy, right, he hasn't recovered from that, right? He went into all sorts of things, and his life has never been the same again. Some people even they die. Heartbreak can kill. It's a serious matter. Heartbreak can kill. Another one is, people become vindictive. Oh my God, you see people that they become vindictive. They are never happy. They are always grouchy. They're just not nice, right? It could even be at a place of work. They're just not nice, right? And even lack of trust. Lack of trust is, another thing that can come up from, heartbreaks. Not trusting anyone anymore. Telling yourself, I'm not going to go into any other relationship. Ask yourself, that guy, that girl that broke up with you, is the guy what you not being happy? Is the guy what you not giving someone else a chance to come into your life? We all have so much love in us, right? We all have so much to give to the world. Now, let me quickly go to the 4 stages leading to healing of a broken heart, right? So, like we said, there are 4 stages that lead to healing. There is the stage of denial. Some people don't want to own up that they are heartbroken, right? But like I said earlier on, what to do? You should, right? You should own it, right? Some people is anger, right? The other stage is anger, right? The other stage is bargaining, bargaining in the sense of, okay, should I do this or should I do that? What am I going to do to make myself better? Some people is depression, right? They go into severe depression, and the final stage is acceptance. Some people accept it and they move on, right? So there are different feelings and emotions you can get while being heartbroken. Now, what not to do, very quickly before the show comes to an end. What not to do: please do not indulge in self-destructive practices. Like I have been reiterating on this show. You are much more than the situation you are facing. Be it I'm broke, somebody broke my heart, the man has left me, the woman has left me. Well, unfortunately, I lost someone, I lost a business deal, whatever the case may be. You are much more than that situation. Do not indulge in self-destructive habits. Some people go into taking narcotics. Some people go into taking becoming alcoholics. Try not to be this guy broke my heart, that guy broke my heart, so the next person coming, I will show the person. The next person coming, wasn't in that situation, didn't know what was going on, right? So why being vindictive? And I mentioned earlier on, keep your affairs confidential, right? Don't go around. These days, people wear their emotions on their sleeves. Their status suddenly will change, to all sorts, broken-hearted. It is complicated, whatever the case may be. Social media, just be careful what you post out there. You might or might not find help or succor from putting your affairs out there, right? Another thing is unforgiveness. Forgive yourself. Be either you are the cause of the heartbreak or you are not. Learn to forgive yourself. And if you are the cause of the heartbreak, learn from the experience and do not try as much as possible not to repeat it. Some wallow in prolonged grief. Like I said earlier on about the example of the lady that could not forgive herself, that she went into the wrong marriage, right? And she didn't forgive herself, right? And life is passing her by. I won't say has passed her by, because she's still alive. Once there is life, there is hope, right? So before we come to the end of the show, like I said, highlights what to do. Surround yourself with positive people. Tell yourself positive words of affirmation. Be self-aware of the heartbreak. Indulge in self-care. Indulge in positivity. If it's a goal you're trying to achieve, try to achieve that goal, because like I said earlier on, success is actually the best payback for any form of heartbreak. right? Do not make that mistake. Try not to make that mistake twice, right? For Supporters Club, be understanding to the heartbroken, right? Lend a shoulder to cry on. Do not manipulate them, right? Try to understand, where they're coming from. Reach out to them. Keep in touch, right? Keep in touch. Suicide, death, anger, depression, those those feelings will come, but please, you are much more than those experiences. You are here on earth, for a lot of things. I gave my own examples at the beginning. Heartbreak from a relationship. I've been heartbroken from a business deal. I've even been heartbroken when in the place of work. Was expecting some things from from my place of work, and it came years later, but I'm standing here. People are different, right? I try as much as possible